evening and welcome to Akweya TV, your #1 broadcast channel that brings you stories around history, art and culture as it relates to our development as individuals and as a society. I am Hope Williams and with me is
Folusha Oluwole.
So on today's live broadcast, we will be taking customers' reactions on Airpeace inaugural flight from Gatwick Airport in London down to Nigeria. And one of the customers' reaction we will be taking is that of Mr. Jide Iyaniwura. His video is currently streaming on Akweya TV on YouTube. If you have not seen it, do well to go watch it and leave a comment on it. We're taking these reactions in regards to the inaugural flight of Airpeace from Gatwick Airport, London, back to Nigeria. So, Folu, you know, foreign airlines have been flying from Nigeria to the UK and, you know, across the world. And we have Nigerians complaining that the air ticket price is pretty high, especially in the current economy. But with the coming of Airpeace and Airpeace slashing the price of the air ticket, you know, Airpeace pegged its air ticket at 4 million naira for the business class and then 1.2 for economy. And they even went ahead to give students discounts. This has now pushed foreign airlines to slash their prices. Now, this begs the question, why did they have to put it so high in the first place?
I mean, it's business, first of all, I would say. And there was the issue of monopoly. There was sort of monopoly of the airspace. I mean, when there was no any local airline flying out of the country. And as such, if you're the only person in the business, you do not have a competitor. So whatever price you're giving customers
they
is
just
what
get
you're
to take
giving it. Yes, because they do not have so many streams of options. But now,
there's a new sheriff.
There's a new sheriff in town, and then everyone is adjusting their prices well because there's now competition on board, and Nigerians will definitely fly something that is by Nigeria. So that is going to be an obvious reaction for a business.
Even away from that, Nigerians are not actually brand loyals at all.
Oh,
we are not.
No.
Even in our local brands, we are not loyal to them. Like if Mr. A gives us a product at, say, 5,000, and Mr. B comes back and gives us the same product for 1,000, we'll move to the next.
Yes.
So I think Airpeace is really doing us a great deal of favor because it's forcing the hands of these foreign airlines. But away from that, I watched the CEO of Airpeace, that is Mr. Allen Onyema. I watched his interview on the morning show on Arise TV, where he got to talk about the internal and external politics being played. He talked about his struggle to get permits to fly to London, and then all the experiences he had in Gatwick Airport in London before coming into Nigeria. So now the question is, why do we have to, you know, battle so much politics in the home front and still battle politics outside? Like, it's okay for us to battle politics outside, but why do we have to battle it in the home front?
If you recall what Mr. Jide said in the broadcast, in his review, you can see that it is not the first time a local brand is trying to branch out. It is not the first time a Nigerian brand is trying to do something like that. I mean, he mentioned a number of
he mentioned Afrique and Eric
and all of that have tried to venture into that. But obviously, when you're in business sometimes and people try to come to compete,
so you want to guard your space.
Yes, I feel like the foreign airlines are trying to, you know, to cut out the
competitions.
Yes, and then the prospects of Nigerian-made brands to take up that space.
Because, of course, Nigerians are all over the world. So they will prefer to fly their own airline than flying a foreign airline. After all, it's spend naira for Nigerians.
Yes. So for me, this is a government-to-government deal, like one of the comments said by Hoots Global. He said, you hit the nail on the head. It's a government-to-government deal. The two British carriers want to monopolize the routes and exploit Nigerians with expensive fares. They have to be stopped.
Yeah, and away from that, we have, you know, some comments under Mr. Jide's post who were calling that, see, we cannot continue to have these guys break our hands and make us go through all this, the stress of paying so much. Some of them are even calling for some sort of air protests.
Yeah.
So we have one Larry saying, about discriminatory trade practice, you were on spot. This is referring to Mr. Jide's video. Yeah. He said those ministers he mentioned, that is Mr. Jide mentioning some ministers, those ministers he mentioned should take on British authorities involved and
deal for me. So I think I would say I'm calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into this case, to look into this situation and just find a way around managing it. So let these foreign airlines that are also operating in Abuja and Lagos know that, okay, this is our country, so there's going to be you will have to adjust to the new business environment.
Of course.
So if you want to operate here, you would also have to abide by our rules, and you cannot frustrate our own
home-based
businesses. Like, why would you do that?
Exactly.
You have been operating in this space
and nobody has frustrated your efforts.
And no one has tried to frustrate your efforts.
So why do you want to frustrate us?
If you listen clearly to what Mr. Jide said, he said that they had changed the spots where Airpeace was given to a hidden...
The Airpeace CEO on his interview with on Arise TV, he said the same thing. He said they had already been given a space at the Gatwick airport months before their takeoff from London. But a day before their takeoff, that space was changed.
Can you imagine?
That space was changed. Now, why do you have to put the operational body, like the operational team of the airline, to start running around and trying to fix things 24 hours to take off time? Then passengers will also have to struggle. And that is bad business for Airpeace.
Yes.
It's giving Airpeace a bad name because Airpeace is what the people see and not the airport authority. Yeah. So it's really bad business for us.
So so when you're flying an airline and your luggages are being handled and all of that, it's usually a third-party organization doing that. But at the back of your mind, it is not a third-party organization.
Is the airline.
It is the airline that is doing that. So when there's bad, when you have a negative experience, you would attach it definitely to the airline and not to that third-party.
And that will end up being a bad review.
Yes, that will be a bad review for the organization. I'm seeing these comments and I like what I am seeing. It says, I just checked, and in Nigeria, Mr. ByOdoh Okenyodo is the person who manages the investors, who owns approximately 49% shares in Gatwick Airport. He should be brought along on these discussions. So Airpeace has someone hopefully fighting for them from the inside. Like I say again, there's this Nigerian politician that anytime I go through his post, he says, fly Nigerian, eat Nigerian, whatever it is. So I think it's high time this man look into what is currently happening with the whole Airpeace saga and probably stand up for Nigeria. I mean, we're patriotic people, and irrespective of where we are in the world, we always stand up for one another. Yeah, and away from that, on the video of Mr. Jide, we have some persons calling for some sort of protest. Some persons I don't think a protest is the answer to it. No, they are saying that the Nigerian government should frustrate British Airways coming to Lagos and Abuja. Someone else said, Nigerian citizens need heavy campaigning against British Airlines and their businesses in the Nigerian soil. So I really do not think, just like you say, I really do not think that this protest is necessary. Like boycotting the foreign airline is not necessary. Because at some point, these people pay taxes to the Nigerian government too. So if we are boycotting them, or if we start, campaigning or protesting against them and ruin their business, it's also to our own detriment. Or what do you think? I would say that if you're operating in a Nigerian space, so you should abide by the rules and regulations. I don't think Nigerian-owned businesses in the UK or in whatever parts of the world misbehave. So don't also reciprocate that. I think this is far beyond what is just going. I think there's it needs to look into more of, I would say, diplomacy between these two countries. Probably the Minister for Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Aviation, who is doing a great job. This is not to to market or whatever.
But at least when we have our leaders doing something good, we should applaud them.
We should applaud them. So
I think
they need airpeace need the backings of these people, just so they step into the matter and they are able to provide some sort of backing for them. I also think probably airpeace, do they have a contract? That's something I don't know. Do they have a contract with Gatwick airports? Do they have a contract with Heathrow?
Now that's the thing. From his interview with on Arise, he was talking about getting the TOC and a permit to fly. That means he definitely has the permit or some sort of contract, because he even went further with Gatwick, because he went further to say that at the Gatwick airport they were made to pay about £3 million for security deposits. So will I pay for security deposits to an organization I do not have a contract with? So there's definitely a contract, but then certain contracts needs to be reviewed, certain terms and conditions needs to be checked, and this issue about racism or discrimination against the airpeace or...
They get forced back to diplomacy.
Yeah, so we really need to review that also. So viewers, will be back after this short break to continue with this engaging discussion. Do well to follow us, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, so you can join us when we have developmental or conversations like this that gets to shape our society. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Jide Iyaniwura. What I want to share with you is my experience of being on board Airpeace's inaugural flight from Gatwick Airport in London to Lagos Murtala Mohammed Airport on the 30th of March 2024. So I'd originally planned on traveling with BA, bought a ticket, which was a flexible ticket, but I decided to sort of support Airpeace instead. So I bought an Airpeace ticket and waited for the inaugural flight on the 30th of March. I mean, this is my boarding pass, just so that you're aware. I mean, you can see it's a 10:25 flight, and it was the 30th of March, 2024. Everything. So I'm going to try and break this down into 3 different areas. One is the pre-boarding arrangements, the ground operations before we boarded. The second will be the actual experience on the flight, and the third will be when we landed at Murtala Mohammed International Airport. The pre-boarding operation for me felt like the airport authorities, the airport operations are designed for it to look like Airpeace was inefficient. People don't normally think or know that the grounds operations are largely out of the hands of the airline operators or operations. Those are in the hands of the airport operators. So in this case, Gatwick Airport, and I think they also had a third-party baggage handling company. From when I arrived at the airport at about 7.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Solomon Lange, and you're watching Akweya TV. God bless you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ochanya Ojofu. I am the founder of Akweya Children Carnival. Watch Akweya TV.
Yemasni Ame Veronica Ochido. Engaga ya Akweya TV.
Agatugolegadam. Ihiyegun kama Oge David Mbede. Mbo Bagaji, Fogolega Gatu, local government of Benue State. Umbo reporter Akweya TV. Akweya TV.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Don't forget, this is Akweya TV, where we bring you stories regarding to history, art, and culture as it relates to our development as individuals and as a society. And I am still Hope, and with me is Folusha Oluwole. So still on the issue of customers' experience on the Airpeace inaugural flight from London back to Nigeria. It is funny how we moved from being tribalistic during their takeoff from Nigeria. We had the social media going agog with people saying, why do they have to wear Ishago? Why is it the Igbo culture they are proclaiming, and this and that? And there was this banter all over social media. And boom, in the twinkle of an eye, we moved from being tribalistic to being patriotic. Now Nigerians are saying...
you should know about Nigerians. I mean, you see what happens during CAF or whatever has to do with football and all of
yeah.
that. As much as I feel like sometimes we need to do more as a nation, there are times that we really stand up for ourselves. But for me personally, I would say I was all up for the attire they wore, the Isiago. It represents Nigeria.
Of course, it's one of our cultures.
I mean, so I liked it. They looked smart in it. They looked very organized in it. And why not sell your brand? That's a big achievement for the airline, considering the challenges that
they had to go through. Yeah.
You know, the internal
and the external politics.
The politics behind closed door that no one saw.
So, honestly,
I mean, he is a resilient businessman. For me, I'll say Dr. Allen is a resilient businessman.
You know, I tell people they can never understand the Niger spirit. The Niger spirit is that spirit that 1 minute we are dragging ourselves on the social media space, and the next minute we are
supporting ourselves.
Jeez. Okay, we move from saying, oh, Allen Onyema is only portraying the Igbo culture, to having people say things like, we have Ife Chuku on YouTube saying, brother, I don't know you, neither do I know where you are from. What I can say here is that you have just displayed what I called objective patriotism. This is the Nigeria I want to see. Then another person, Kelechi, said, we Nigerians should have it in our minds that it's about our existence as a nation, and thank you for this great analysis. Another person says, Nigeria needs to stand and support our own. Then one year today said, we all must be intentional about making sure Airpeace works and stand, because Airpeace must succeed.
Airpeace must succeed, I mean, for me.
So it's just, now, if foreigners are following us on Twitter, Instagram, and the rest, and they saw the banter of how we moved, you know, how we were coming against each other and saying, why do they have to wear Ishago? Why do they have to do this? And why do they have to wear that? To seeing us saying, we must fight these people. Airpeace must stand.
Yes.
They get to ask us, that, what is going on? Like, the patriotism, the Niger spirit in us is really unexplainable.
For me, I would say the banter about the crew wearing Ishago was totally unnecessary. I mean, you don't even know if they had plans to wear Babariga or to wear Adire or to just wear...
I won't tell you around Buba.
Yes, or to wear Shoki or to wear the rapper, you know, from the southern parts of the country. We don't even know. And then people on their inaugural flights were already saying, why are they wearing...
A lot of things.
It was totally unnecessary. Sometimes you do not see the plans that these organizations have. So I don't think it was necessary for people online to come. So, but for me, I was all up for the Ishago.
You know, I saw some videos also on social media where some passengers were talking about how they were treated on the flights.
Yes.
And at that minute, I wish I was on that flight. Like, how do I... See, I have always been scared of, you know, flying. I have always been concerned, not scared per se. I've always been concerned about, oh, if I have to travel to the US or to the UK, and then I am on air and I'm being served coffee, cookies, salad, pasta, and the rest of it. I am wondering, how do I eat that? But having passengers say, oh, I was on air and I was served Niger jollof. Yes. I was served pepper soup. That really goes to show that Airpeace is portraying, or they are selling, the Nigerian culture. Yeah. And I think it is a call to all Nigerians, regardless of your religious or tribal or political affiliation, to embrace this cause, because it is seen as a win for one, is a win for all. We are winning this as a nation. when we have other airlines, tried and failed, and then we now have an airline that is saying, let's go again. Let's do this again. You get? Yes. And then the Niger spirit in us is that resilient spirit that doesn't give up.
Oh, yeah, I
like,
totally agree with you.
We are that biblical falling one time and rising up 7 times.
In all of this, I am just glad that Mr. Jide came out and, shared his experience. I don't know him. I don't know where he's from. I definitely know he's Nigerian, but I'm glad that he shared his experience. And he even gave a rating, 8/10.
8/10. That's for a first-time flight. That's a
excellent.
lot.
That's an excellent
That's way
score.
over. Of course, that is A1.
He gave us insights on the food that was served. He showed videos of the jollof rice that looked really appealing and something that should be served. So I think for me, I would say in closing, let's call on the Nigerian government. Let's call on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to look into this situation between the Air Peace competition and other airlines, Virgin Air, British Airways, and all of that, because this is far beyond just business. It is a government-to-government deal, like one of the commenters said on our post.
Of course.
This is a call to the president to, handle this diplomatically and make sure that the sky is big enough.
It's big enough for all birds to fly.
I mean, literally, they are airplanes.
So let's fly together. So this is to say that Nigerians, we should put aside all our tribal, religious, and political sentiments and affiliation and, patronize our own, treat this nation as our own. Because, of course, regardless of how long you stay outside the shores of this country, you will always come back home. So when we have issues like this, we should look at the development of our country more. It should be more of our consideration than our political or religious affiliation, so that we don't get to ruin things for ourselves. I like the fact that we are all calling for patriotism and calling for Nigerians to use Air Peace.
It's not a fight. I mean,
it's not a competition. Like a northern man can wake up tomorrow and say, oh, he also wants to fly to Dubai directly.
I mean, I look forward to Azman Air and others.
You understand?
You understand?
Flying to Dubai and all countries under the United Emirates or even anywhere else. And Nigerians will definitely patronize them because, of course, it is spending naira for Nigerians. And that is definitely going to, grow our economy as a nation. And don't forget to also, like I said, like, share, and subscribe to this, channel. Let's like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And do well to leave a comment and click on the notification button too, so that whenever we have
a video for you,
you get to see them and then engage. So do enjoy the rest of your day and have a pleasant evening.